Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply again. Today we're going to do update 12, and I don't have a whole lot to show you, but there is a couple things of interest and opinion that I'll share with you while I'm still waiting on an inspection from the city of Las Cruces on the shed. We'll just goof around while we can until everything comes together. But anyway, let's get on with 12. I was going to mention to you too, behind me here on the workbench, some of you may or may not recognize this structure. I'll give you a couple of seconds if you think you can. It is the Consolidated Dairy Building from Walthers. Here is the another part of it. Here is the boiler house. And here is the store, which I'm in the process of painting all of this stuff. But anyway, we decided to make a change at the fairgrounds. We have an area that looks to us, appears a little bit on the boring side, so we decided to pull some of the things out of there and put a couple of large industries in there, because it's right where you come in the door. We want something that smacks people in the face when they come in the door and they will see some large industry. I'm planning on putting a whole bunch of LEDs in this so it lights up, and we have a it's consolidated now, but I have a flashing Borden sign from Miller Engineering, and we've got that to put on top of the building, which will flash. In our world, the Consolidated Dairy Company could be producing stuff for Borden. Anyway, we don't know how we're going to arrange these buildings yet, but I'll figure it out once we start tearing some things out there and so forth. And we'll probably post a video of that on the Southern New Mexico N-Scalers channel, and I will try to remember to link that down below. But anyway, we haven't posted anything on there for a long time. But anyway, that's what I'm working on back here, and I'll show you one other thing when I get out in the garage that I'm working on. But always got something going on here, and let's get with this. Here's my two helpers, the two lounge lizards, Emma and Lexi. Emma, what are you guys doing? You waiting for Mama to come back from next door? Anyway, gang, I also wanted to mention to you that yesterday on my back porch, of course we had the barbecue grill going, but it was 111 degrees. Today, I think it's out there on that porch, I believe it's about 103 or 4. It has been running around 104 to 106 on that porch. It's not necessarily that outside, but it's stinking hot. Anyway, let's go. Okay, gang, here we are. We're out looking at the shed once again. This is a quiz. Does anybody notice anything different? I'm going to give you a minute and then I'll tell you. Okay, if you didn't guess, I turned the door around. I have it opening out now, and I know that I'm going to take flack and all that because it's not designed to go this direction, but this is the direction it is now going. I have 3 other sheds in this yard that have doors done exactly this way, and I don't have any problems at all, so really don't want to hear it. Anyway, I have my permit hanging up here because they finished the electrical work to the point where we can get it inspected. So let's just take a look inside real quick. Now I can open up the door on the correct side, open it towards the windy side, and lo and behold, it misses that by a tiny bit. But it misses it. So I didn't have to do anything there. And it's going to be fast because this is 200 million degrees in here. But anyway, I don't know where I left off, but this is just another shot of the shed inside. I cleaned up the floor, have the floor all cleaned up, took out all the other marks because They were for the other layout. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll come in here and put tape down for the new layout design. And as you can see, we don't have the door opening in now, so that'll be usable, more usable space than it was before. It still would have been usable, but I have a line on a chair. It's not a cigar chair, but it's a free chair, and it's from a gentleman who, well, he's in a nursing home, and he's got Alzheimer's. And I've been selling his model trains for some time now. She's also trying to get rid of a lot of things, and she offered me his chair that he sat in when he watched videos and stuff. Get a little choked up when I talk about it, but anyways, and then there's she has a really old office chair, oak office chair, really old style, old school. That will go over here. It's on casters, and it'll go over here where my spray booth is, and it'll be pushed underneath the bench. Anyway, it's too hot to stand in here, but basically they've got everything in. What they had to do to complete it is they had to get that conduit in, and we had to glue that conduit, so there consequently had to be a hole cut in the floor here, which I am not attaching down permanently yet. I'm going to put a 2x4 around the edge, screw a 2x4 around the edge. Then I'm going to lay it in there and screw it to the 2x4. It's also sitting on one of the metal braces. One of the metal braces right here where you see the screws. So it'll be supported very well, no problems there. But we couldn't find the conduit. They heated the conduit up, bent the conduit to where they needed it. The same thing over there on the house. Let me zoom in a little bit on that. You can see that they attached the conduit over there, ran it up into the box with a fitting on it, and so it's all ready to go. Once it's inspected, they can, let me back you back out. Once it's inspected, then the sheetrockers come in and do their thing, then they come back and they'll put all the wire in, and they will do all the receptacles. The wire is going out the back of the shed over there. I think I covered that in the last video for the mini split. It's too hot in here. I'm getting out of here. That's it for now. Let me show you something else. Another little tidbit is my son, well, I guess you guys knew, I think I told you that Gavin had an accident. Wasn't his fault. He was run into by a car, totaled his little Honda. So my son gave the truck that I gave to him to my grandson, and then we helped him out a little bit, and he was able to buy a 2012 Tundra, and so I got my Tundra back. So now between Gavin and my son and I, we have a 2010, a 2011, and a 2012 Tundra. Whoopie-doo. But I thought that was kind of coincidental. We're going to try and take a picture of all three of us standing in front of our respective Toyotas. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, folks, I'll give you a guess, 1 out of 3, what this is. Basically, this is a lot of money in Unitrack. This is all the track, or most of the track anyway, that I anticipate that I'm going to need based on my, hold on one second here. Based on, okay, here's a list of all the pieces of track I needed printed off of any rail, and that's what's in the box down here. Now let's look at the sheet that's behind this one. Okay, so this sheet here gives you links of track. And you know what, I don't think I printed out the last sheet. So this doesn't really tell us anything. This is all just track and track links, and then I didn't print out the third sheet. But if I remember correctly, there was something like almost 450 feet of track in the room. So I'll leave it there, and we'll look at the new revision to the track plan. That's all my track. Have the door open in the truck out there because I'm taking it down to the storage unit for right now. And that being said, I have made another couple of changes to the track plan, and we'll take a look at that. As long as I'm standing here by the fan, thought I'd show you guys this. I don't think I've shown you this. This is a 1/25th scale Texaco gas station that I'm going to get back to building someday. I've done a lot of work to it. It had no interior, it had no back walls. They were basically clear at the top and bottom and open in the back. It's got a lift that goes in it and stuff. I even put the bathrooms over here, well, I built a wall for the bathrooms. But that way I can decorate the inside of it too. I can put stuff on the inside. But anyways, that's Texaco gas station I'll be working on. Okay, everybody, here we go again. I sit down and I stare at this thing and I come up with all different kind of ideas, and I know that a lot of it doesn't look like much, but I'll kind of explain to you. I don't know, because I don't know where I leave off. Sometimes it's hard for me to explain what I have done. Anyway, I have changed these radiuses here to 28. The reason being, and we've covered it before, and you guys already know, it just makes the train flow better around the corner. Plus, that also decreases the distance between here and here, and I think I could leave this open back here and get up on that side of it to work on anything. And I think that would be beneficial. We'll kind of play that by ear, see how that goes, but I think that's a good thing to do. Nothing else down in here has changed. Nothing in here. Well, I take that back. Because I did 28s out here, I did have to shorten all these tracks right here up a little bit. And if need be to get the buildings in, I will shorten these up just a little bit more. I think they were all configured like you see them there in the last video, but you can study this for yourself and try and figure it out. Another thing that I did do is I had moved these bridges and I had built a loop right here that came back and tied into a turnout down here. So that I could run a branch line train around this loop and around that loop and stuff. But I thought, you know, it's kind of hokey. The branch line is really too short to do anything really constructive like that. And then when I started looking at it, I thought, well, I could still take the branch line through here, through this track on the yard right here, and go around this loop here that's designed to turn locomotives around, and have it come back and go back to the branch line. So I could definitely automate the branch line anyway, using using one track in the yard right here. So, and that track does not interfere with anything incoming and outgoing of the yard. So that will be the plan if I automate the branch line. Now, I've changed some of this down here, once again, arbitrarily. I have also made these 28-inch radius down here. Okay? So while they're a little bit further from the corner, they're much more gradual. The train will look really good going around the corner, in my opinion. This is just another variation or iteration of making something there for scenery, whether it be a tunnel or whatever. Now, what you will notice is right here, the tracks flip-flop again. Now, the upper level will cross over the lower level, go around the same radius out here, and come back and go under itself, okay, and back down to zero. I just thought that would give it kind of a cool effect, whether this again is a tunnel or a bridge or whatever it happens to be, and we can make it anything we want. But I just thought it would be a cool effect for it to flop over itself again. Some visual effect. What you will also notice is I drastically changed the branch line here, because this is going to be up at 4 inches, or right here is going to be up at 4 inches, and right here is going to be at 2 inches. I still have enough room to get the branch line under both those tracks. So I thought, why not come out here, put a tunnel portal or something, come out on the other side over here, and then go around the outside on a lower level than these two tracks, and just come around those tracks, come back here, have bridges in here, which were already there for the other loop, and put another bridge in here and put a little canyon that runs down through here, or a stream, river, whatever it happens to be. Anything. The trees are all there just for effect, and this will be a kind of a peaked mountain, I suppose, in the middle. I'm not sure. No plans on scenery yet. I don't plan scenery ahead of track. I build the scenery to the track. So anyway, you can see that it goes around and it comes back and joins up with itself here. We literally could probably almost join that anywhere if we want to change the radiuses. Obviously, these are very large radiuses. This is, I think this is crimped down to 13 or something here. Not sure, but nevertheless, I think that'll make a visually cool thing, having these tracks at two different levels going around the end of the mountain here. So, I believe I've covered the changes. When I had this loop back here, it came underneath these bridges and back to itself, but it just occupied too much territory here that I'd rather use for buildings. It just didn't look right to me, and as much as I would have liked to have had it just on its own little segment, I can still do what I want to do there if I had trains running. And if I wasn't coming in and out of the yard and operating the yard, I could have a train going on the branch line all the time, along with two trains on the outside. So that was the game plan there. And the other thing that you've, by this time, you've probably already seen in the previous video, I turned the door around. The door now opens to the outside from this side over here. It opens out that way. So now I have free reign of this whole space here. Don't know, I mean, you know, it's just going to make it more useful in the room. I mean, you know, having the door open the outside, open to the outside, which is the way which was the way I originally wanted it anyway. So gang, that's about it for the track explanation or changes, unless you can notice something that I haven't seen here. But I think that's it, and we'll get out of here today. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed update 12. It was just a mini update, but that's all I can do while I'm waiting. I get frustrated waiting. Well, you know that, but anyway. But the sheetrock man is already lined up, and it's just right now it's just a matter of how long it takes the city inspector to get out here and do it. And they said anywhere from 1 or 2 days to 2 weeks. So the way my luck runs, it'll be 2.5 weeks. But that's just neither here nor there. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, because I just added some other things in there to fill it up. But what do I say? Thanks for watching.